Hello and welcome back, explorers of Arrakis. That's right, it is that time of the week again where we have everything reset to anew to fly out and discover in the deep desert. And this week they gave us a little bit of a mix-up according to what the devs were talking about. They're trying to make sure that everybody has opportunities to be getting into these labs. Last week it was my favorite because we did have 6 large spice plumes, but this week there's only gonna be 4. That's right, we got one here on I-8, 2 on this beautiful column of 5 with H and F, and of course F1 is going to be your 4th large spice plume that's going to be popping out there. Last week, as I said before, was 6. That gave us a lot of opportunities to jump out there and sneak some spice away before the evil PvPers were able to jump up and attack us. But this week it looks like we are more limited in the number of spice fills that we're getting. But here is that unique little touch that I am talking about. Look at this. There's not just one, but there is now 2 deep desert labs that you are going to be able to run this week. Remember, usually since the beginning or the launch of this game, all of these labs have been launching right around this mediocre line or the medium line for us to not be killed out there in PvP land. Well, this week, it looks like the devs had mercy on us and they gave us 2. This is great because this is going to give us more of a chance to get out there, run all these labs, and, bring home more loot as well as more blueprints. And I have a feeling that we're going to have better blueprints coming out of this week's lab. Just say it from me. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping for this. If you are wondering about where it is safe, and I mean safe, to be roaming around getting your spice and doing all the fun deep desert material grinding, I'm gonna tell you it's in the top east corner this week. As you can tell, there's not much in terms of in-game mats, and there's only one large spice field, and we all know that usually the small ones are just fakes. They don't really give you any spice. The mediums are good, usually don't get picked on, but everyone wants to get into the large spice plumes. Well, here in the east side this week, there's only going to be one, and the reason why I feel this is going to be safe is because look at the rest of this map. There is a lot of resources over here in the center to the west, not to mention the fallen ships and everything else that is going to be PvP related. I believe the most dangerous part of this map this week is without a doubt going to be the west side. That's right, if I could throw the west side gangster sign, I would. This is where you want to try to avoid if you are not a PvP inclined individual. If you are more happy with just gathering your resources, bringing them back to your base, then you are most definitely going to want to try to build your base somewhere along this little stretch of E or D, depending on where you can find the rocks and the space to do so. Once again, there's not going to be much traffic up there in the west. This is going to be one of those last second flybys because all of the danger zone is going to be out in this way. So remember, if you want to stay safe and not lose one of your ornithopters, don't go over here. As always, if you have need for more intel points, don't forget to jump into the deep desert. Do not be scared of this place. Remember, that entire A column is going to be PvE. Nobody can hurt you, and it's 180 free intel points every week. I know a lot of people reply back to me saying, I already have everything unlocked, but remember, there's still people who haven't even been to the deep desert yet. Try 60 some odd % of the entire population of the game. So if you haven't jumped out there, do it. Not only will you get that Steam achievement, but you also get all those points, and it's kind of an introduction for you to not be scared of being out here. The deep desert can be your friend as long as you are respecting where you are flying. I hope everybody's able to grab all of the mats and stay as safe as possible as this week progresses. Remember, we are here to have fun. Let's not wreck it for everybody and just smash up their ships. Thank you all for coming, and as always, have a good week.